Howdy, howdy, and welcome to our session on subscribers. So this is the third session in Module 1, and so make sure that you've gone through at least the one on list before you tackle the one on subscribers. So let's get started. We're going to look at how to add, import, and manage subscribers. So subscribers are just a list of contacts. As I said, throughout the industry, the email marketing industry, seems like every different tool uses it names differently, but basically a subscriber is the same as a contact. They're basically the people that are on your list. There are several different ways to add, import, and manage. One of the things you did in the previous session was you actually added yourself. And of course, you can easily add yourself by just typing in your information. You can also copy and paste. So you could copy and paste from a Word document if you wanted. But importing, if you're going to be doing a lot of people, is the best way to do it. And realize that when you import, remember your whatever MailChimp plan you're on is subscriber based, which is the number of subscribers you have. So keep that in mind when you're importing lots of people. They might go over what you're currently paying for that subscription. You may have to upgrade. So just kind of a note to yourself. So we're going to start with adding subscribers, We already did an add of just the individuals in the previous module. So let's look at copy and paste and import. So bouncing over here and going into list. So remember, this is our list of people. So let's go to the one that I created here. So this is the one that I created and I added myself. Under add subscribers, you can add a subscriber, right? And you have the ability is to subscribe more than one person at a time, which I really recommend. So if you do this, obviously look down here. I just want to show you this email address, name, and then you'll notice there's a section here. How do you like to learn, watch, listen, or read? That's a group that I created, a sign up for a sign up form. So I have the ability to answer this question as well when I bring people in, because remember, the beauty of a group is asking questions so you can segment your list so you can have a conversation with them specifically. So we looked at this one. So let's do an import. Now, when it comes to importing, you can do a CSV, you can copy and paste from an Excel file, or you can use what's called an integrated service. Now, be careful about using things like Google Contacts and Salesforce and these type of things, because you need to make sure that you have their permission before you can import them into MailChimp. It's that CAN-SPAN law. You can't just import them because you have their name. You have to have their permission. So be careful when it comes to integrated services. Copy and paste, you would simply choose that option. I'm going to show you how to actually upload a CSV file. And a CSV file is an Excel file that you can simply save as a CSV file. So let me show you. Here's an Excel file, right? You can see there's their first name and their email address, right? So I could copy and paste. You could copy and paste this directly. When you'd go to save it, you would just do File Save As, and you would choose under Format, comma separated values, CSV, and you would just simply click there and say Save. Okay, done. Okay, that's how easy it is. Now, if you don't have Excel, you could have a spreadsheet program. It works the same way. You want to save it as a CSV file. So going back to here, I choose CSV. Tab delimited is another option. You can do text files, which means you have to text or have to use the tab key between fields. So there's not physical columns between, like there are in Excel, for instance. There's physical columns, there's borders between the columns here. If you do a text file, you'd actually have to use the tab key to tell the system where one column ends and the other begins. Okay, oops, sorry. There we go. I'm going to hit next down here in the corner. Okay, I upload my file and let me go grab it. You see my elaborate filing system here. I think it's no. Oh, why did I put it? Oh, here it is under resources. Okay. It says make sure acceptable file types. And then here's where I mentioned earlier, if you import more than 479 new subscribers, we'll upgrade your plan. Because remember, it's all based on the number of subscribers you have. So you just watch that, okay? So I'm not upgrading. I'm not pulling in 479. I'm only pulling in what? 3? Duplicate addresses will be removed. So rest assured, if they're already in there, they're not going to be duplicated. We don't send confirmation emails to imported addresses, and trust that you've gathered the proper permissions to send to everybody on your list. So that means that when you import, they're not getting notified They're not getting an email saying, did you actually want to be on this list? Some programs do, this does not. Now, when you actually sign up on an opt-in form, which we'll look at in a bit, then it is what's called a double opt-in. But when you import, it's a single, which means there is no confirmation from the actual users. They're actually trusting that you asked their permission and you have it. So click on next. And then it's going to ask you to match the columns in the spreadsheet to how you want to import the data. And you can skip information, but basically column name, it says make a selection. And if you'll notice, this is their names. I would just simply hit first name. Now, if I had their last name, I would do the same, but I would choose the column and then I would hit save and then it would move to the next one. Okay, and this one already knows its email address, and then I would hit save. Now you can skip it as well, but in order for you to communicate with people in MailChimp, you need their email address. Okay, and then next. Okay, you're all set to import, shows you what you're doing. Okay, categorize the imported subscribers as subscribed, unsubscribed, clean. Clean means that they've bounced too many times and have been removed from your list, which means clean means you've maybe added a new email address because the last one was old. You can add imported subscribers to a specific group. Okay, I want to show you how to do that manually, so I'm going to uncheck this. And then auto update. If MailChimp finds a subscriber in your import that is already on your list, it updates their information. So if you have information that you're pulling over from somewhere that's not in the current profile for that user, it will add it to it. Okay, and import. And done. There we are. There's my 6 users. I pulled in these guys. Okay, how easy is that? Okay, that's all you have to do. So add, you can add manually. Import, you have the option to either do CSV or copy and paste. I'll just show you what copy and paste looks like. Yeah, it shows you copy and paste. Okay, so it would just be a straight copy and paste if you wanted to do that. All right, so simple, simple. Now let me go over to my manage subscribers here. And then here they all are. One other thing I wanted to show you real quick was under groups. Okay, groups, remember groups allows you to ask questions and then get specific information so you can communicate with that specific group of people a specific way. If I choose edit, oops, sorry, view groups, that's what I meant to do. Notice that I have the ability to import to a specific list. So I could actually choose to import to a specific group. Just like I imported to the list, now I can actually import to the specific group. Now, you'll notice that when I imported it, it asked me the question if I wanted to import to a group. I told it no. I just want to show you how you could do this as well. So I could just go to, I like to watch. I hit import, same thing. I could use the settings from the last import, right? I could upload or I could copy. So I could just say copy and paste. So if I go over here, maybe I just want these 2 people. So I'm just going to copy, Control C. Right, and go over here. Okay, I understand. Next. Okay, so this is their first name, save. This is their email, save, and then next. Okay, and then I go ahead and it says, do you want to, yep, I do want to go in there. I do want to do that. Okay, now I've actually put those people in the group. Okay. Simple, simple. So you can actually do that as well. All right, so just kind of want to show you that. So add subscribers, add individual, import is copy and paste, or actually import. Now, managing subscribers, we kind of looked at this a little bit earlier. You can view all of your subscribers. There they all are. You can also view them by clicking on the number here to the right of the actual list name. Okay. You have the ability to look at your segments. Again, all subscribers, unsubscribed, anybody that's been cleaned. Again, cleaned has to do with their emails were bouncing and maybe you went in and cleaned up their email address. Okay, and then transactional we'll talk about in just a bit. So I'm going to go back to all. Now, if you want to edit a specific person, you can just click on their name and it opens it up for you. Okay. And then you've got some specific information that you can add. Look at this. You've got details. I could hit edit and I could actually add, Ted's last name if I wanted. Save. I could change their email address, his first name. Here's the overview. Okay. I could choose the language that, maybe I want to send to him. English. Any groups that he was subscribed to. So I could actually subscribe to the listen group if I wanted. So you can tweak individuals as well. Okay, you can look at their activity. You can add notes. So if there's a specific thing you want to know about a specific party, right? Okay, I can add a note. Very simple, always good to do if you need it. Okay, conversations. Okay, if you're tracking conversations with a campaign, which would be your broadcast, you can actually track replies. E-commerce, you can actually integrate with e-commerce platforms in MailChimp, which we'll talk about later. You can also set goals, which are triggers and automations, which we'll be doing. And then your social media profiles, you can actually activate your social media profiles, which we'll do later. So just so you can see, you can also choose unsubscribe, you can also delete, and then you've got VIP, which makes this person a very important person. So you can actually mark them as such. Okay. You can also go through your entire list by using these left and right buttons here. So that's managing. So you've got all those different options that you have. Okay, so I could go in here and I could actually add this person to the listen. So now they're in that group and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's your manage and view, right? And you've also got your groups and segments, which we talked about. You got your import history. Okay, shows you if you've imported anything lately, if you've exported any of your list, because you can export the information, and then you can also delete. So probably not something you want to do. Okay, you can also export the list here. You can select all and then hit export list to export the list to you, and that way you can pull them in somewhere else. Also notice once you've selected everything, you've got some additional actions you can add to a group, you can remove from a group, you can unsubscribe, you can move and copy to another list. You can also add and remove them from the VIP list. So I could actually copy this list to another location. And that way you have, remember, even if they're in multiple lists, it doesn't mean that they're sending them multiple emails. If you send an email broadcast to everybody, it's not going to duplicate. So you have tons of actions that you can also take as well. Okay, so back to PowerPoint. That's pretty simple. Importing. CSV file only. You can save one in Excel, showed you how to do that. And then you can import directly into a list, or you can import it directly into a group or a segment as well. Now, managing subscribers, you can view, you can unsubscribe, you can export it, you can also do statistics. There's stats, which we'll look at when we actually have some stats. The other thing is that you can add notes, you can also edit them, and then you have some additional actions that you can move and copy, as well as delete subscribers if you want. So your homework for this session, I have a sample list that I've provided for you. Pull it into one of your one of the lists that you created in the last homework, view the imported subscribers, and then maybe import them into maybe import somebody into one of your groups just so you can get the gist on how that works. And the other thing I'll add to this is, go in and look at how to edit a specific individual's record just so you get the gist on how that, maybe add a note or something like that, right? So as always, if you need help, click on the help button, send us an email, post in our private Facebook group, or feel free to comment below. Thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next session. Bye.